Learning and Teaching. This is for B.Ed first year, exclusively for Pondicherry University, Vasavi College of Education, Pondicherry, explained by Dr. Shubha. In Unit 3, we'll be learning about learning in constructivist perspective. Distinctions between learning as construction of knowledge and learning as transmission and reception of knowledge. Social constructivist perspective and applications of Vygotsky's ideas in teaching. Processes of construction of knowledge, experiential learning and reflection, social mediation, cognitive negotiability, situated learning and cognitive apprenticeship, metacognition, creating facilitative learning environments, teachers' attitudes, expectations, enhancing motivation, positive emotions, self-efficacy, collaborative and self-regulated learning. Distinctions between learning as construction of knowledge and learning as transmission and reception of knowledge. Transmission. Under transmission, the knowledge is separate from the knower. It's a neutral and objective. Curriculum is fixed and inflexible. School knowledge it is. Okay. So can you see here? It's a one-way traffic. The teacher will teach. Whatever is the curriculum given to the teacher, whatever is there in the syllabus, the teacher will teach. And the learner, they have to understand, they have to learn, they have to mug it up, they have to write the exam. It's a one-way traffic. Now what is constructivism? It filters through knower's perspective. So it's a two-way traffic. So depending on the learner's culture, depending on the learner's ethnicity and language, depending on the attitude and motivational level of the student, the teaching has to be tailored and customized. So it's a two-way traffic. So this is the difference between transmission and constructivism. Okay. So according to constructivist perspective, knowledge is constructed. It emerges in the situation. It is situated in action or experience and it is distributed. And it's a product of mind. It reflects the perceptions and understanding of experiences and tools for constructing reality. Knowledge is constructed, interpreting the world, constructing meaning, and ill-structured. It is not structured, it just emerges. The knowledge emerges. So authentic is experiential, articulation, reflection, process oriented. It reflects multiple perspectives, increases the complexity, diversity, bottom up, that is to the bottom, inductive, apprenticeship, modeling, coaching, exploration and learner generated. Whereas traditional teaching is transmitted from the teacher to the learner, external to the learner. Objective, it is stable, it's fixed. It reflects the external world, it represents the world. A knowledge transmission, it is transmitted, reflecting what the teacher knows. It is well structured. The teacher writes a lesson plan and teaches exactly as in the lesson plan. It's well structured and it is abstract, it is symbolic, encoding, retention and retrieval. That is, the teacher will give the information, it has to be encoded, it has to be retained and it has to be retrieved in the exam, and it is product oriented. Simplify knowledge, abstract rules and basics, first top down. It's not deep down, it's top down. It's a deductive, applications of symbols, rules, principles and lecturing, tutoring, instructor derived and controlled, individual and competitive. So this is the difference between learning in a traditional setting, learning in a constructivist setting. So having said what is learning in a constructive setting, again this is based on the idea that learning occurs when a learner actively constructs a knowledge representation in working memory. So according to this view, the learner is a sense maker and the teacher is a guide who provides guidance and modeling an authentic task. The instructional designer's role is to create environments in which the learner interacts meaningfully with the academic material. So whatever project is given to the student, so he interacts meaningfully, including fostering the learner's processes of selecting, organizing and integrating the information. Learning activities in constructivist settings are characterized by active engagement, inquiry, problem solving and collaboration with others. Rather than a dispenser of knowledge, a teacher is a guide, facilitator, a co-explorer. He should work with the learner, who encourage learners to question, to challenge and formulate their own ideas, opinions and conclusions. In general, two broad interpretations can be found among these contemporary educators. So psychological constructivism articulated by Piaget. So what Piaget says, cognitive constructivism, psychological constructivism. That is, he includes mind and attitude. And social constructivism. So Vygotsky says, MKO, more knowledgeable other. So a student has to learn from more knowledgeable person. So these two major issues shape this interpretation. Education for social transformation and the degree of influence that social context has on individual cognitive development. That is, the society plays an important role in transmitting knowledge. Learning as transmission and reception of knowledge. Knowledge sharing refers to the transmission of knowledge between people. So strictly speaking, only information can be transmitted. So information is knowledge. That is Ohm's law. I'm just telling the definition. I'm giving the definition and I'm asking the student to mug it up. Okay. So whether they understand or they don't understand, I don't bother. So information is knowledge for the sender and receiver if they comprehend its content and its significance. Examples are providing factual information to answer a query or uploading various kinds of information to an intranet. One thing that makes such interactions effective is that the receiver has already identified a need for the information. So for example, someone new to the editing digital video may need to be shown how to add music to the video, which will address an already meaningful goal. Okay. So only if he wants to know, like I'm making a slide and I want to know how to make animation. So I just search the Google and I just take the information. The information is being transmitted. That's it. So already I want to know, that is why I take. Okay. So it is transmission and reception of knowledge. So teaching as transmission, this perspective, teaching is the act of transmitting knowledge from point A to point B. That is teacher's head, whatever is there, into student's head. This is a teacher-centered approach in which the teacher is the dispenser of knowledge, that is gives out knowledge, the arbitrator of truth and the final evaluator of learning. A teacher's job is to supply students with a designated body of knowledge in a predetermined order. That is 10th class textbook. It's a designated body of knowledge, that is surface area, volume, all this, within a period of time, within 1 year, 3 months, unit 1 to unit 5, like that, in a predetermined order. Academic achievement is seen as students' ability to demonstrate, replicate and transmit this designated body of knowledge back to the teacher or to some other measuring agency or entity. From this perspective, standardized tests are considered to be an apt measure of students' learning. So here standardized tests are what? Towards the end of the year, class 10 examination throughout India, we give them a test and accordingly we measure their intelligence. Okay. So transmission actually happens in school learning and teaching. Covering the material, diversity is seen as a deficiency. Now constructivism, it's a meaningful learning. Diversity is seen as an asset. Social constructivist perspective and applications of Vygotsky's ideas in teaching, processes of construction of knowledge. So knowledge is distributed among people and environments, which could be developed best by cooperation and interaction with others. That's what Vygotsky says. Opportunity to children to interact with elders at home or in community, other children in class or in playground, helps them to refine their own thoughts, and they develop a shared vision of understanding of a situation, of an event or an object. Vygotsky is of the view that teachers should provide an environment to children to construct knowledge with peers, and the teacher should be helping, that is co-construction of knowledge. Knowledge is an active meaning-making process in which learners construct their own meaning. It is not something which is imposed by the teacher on the learner. So learners have their own ideas about the situation, which may be incomplete, but they play an important role in building meaning and understanding the situation. That is, they are playing an important role. So learner's social and cultural background has a very significant impact on the learner's ideas. So learners construct their own knowledge through interaction and through perception and through their experience. According to Ausubel, the psychologist, people acquire knowledge primarily through reception rather than through discovery. Concepts, principles and ideas are presented and understood. So they are through receptions and they are not discovered. Okay. So the more organized and focused the presentation, the more thoroughly the individual will learn. So he stresses meaningful verbal learning. As a social practice, knowledge sharing is an accomplishment, especially in competitive environments. So people are not naturally inclined to share what they know unless doing so is likely to enhance their own social position. So simply nobody would like to transmit the knowledge, that is whatever they know, they don't want to share with others simply. Either they want some monetary benefit or at least they want to enhance their social position. So the management literature indicates that knowledge sharing practices can make organizations more effective, but they need to be cultivated because nobody comes forward just like that. In a community engaged in a collaborative inquiry, knowledge sharing practices involve the introduction of information and ideas without paying extensive attention to their interpretation, evaluation and development. Vygotsky emphasized on the role of culture on learning. Culture helps in acquiring appropriate skills. So culture is not only the classroom culture, but it is a social culture where the children live, grow and learn. So which includes the family, the neighborhood, a community, extended family and the society as a whole. So Vygotsky's idea of zone of proximal development, ZPD, has explained the role of interaction in learning. That is, when the interaction is more, so the child should learn from more knowledgeable other, that is from elders, from peers. Okay, so it is an area, that is ZPD is an area where a child cannot solve a problem alone, but he can do successful if an opportunity to interact with a more experienced peer is given. Tharp and Gallimore also expressed that ZPD is a four-stage process. Number 1, assistance provided by more knowledgeable others or any capable peers, any brilliant student. Second one, assistance provided by self. Third, automatization through practice, that is doing it again and again. And the fourth stage, de-automatization recursiveness through the previous 3 stages, that is coming out of that 3 stages. Vygotsky is of the view that it is possible through any social interaction, that is interaction with teacher, interaction with the peer, interaction with the parents, friends, people in a community. He called these the buds or flowers of development to distinguish them from fruits of development. Now what is fruits of development? The accomplishment what a child is reaching. So the fruits of development which the child already can accomplish independently. So one more concept linked with the ZPD we saw as scaffolding. So what is scaffolding? Supporting, guiding, a technique to provide right kind of support in right amount or at the right time to increase the child's competence. So that is scaffolding.